think we're live.
I think that's an awesome opening.
I think we're live.
What are we doing?
I have no idea. It said it went live.
Oh, man, I hit the button again. I always hit that stinking button. And what it does, it makes you do a stinking live stream. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to Fish Talk, episode 81. Wow.
Woohoo!
I know I've missed a couple Sundays. Well, it's called life. Been pretty busy lately, and then we all know what's coming up starting Friday this week. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Right? I know, Amisa, why did you change your name? I can't say that name neither. I'm going to try it. You tell me if I'm right or wrong. It's either Kalish. I'm going with Kalish.
That's it.
She could change it to Keelish, and then she'd be Keelicious.
Ed,
Ed.
how long did it take you to come up with that?
He just did it.
Yeah, I'm amazing.
He's awesome. But anyways, hello, everybody. Our guest tonight, it's been probably 10 years in the making. No, it ain't been 10 years. He's busy on Sundays. He has a free Sunday night, and he said, hey, Skip, I'll come up. I said, awesome. We got the Chattanooga Ed, and obviously we got my awesome co-host, Paul Sotero. And, well, we know how this stream works. We just chill. I ask some questions. Paulie asked the hard questions.
Yes.
But first, we're going to say hellos. Let's see here, participants list, because it's easier, because if I don't do it, everything jumps. In the participants list, we have Adam McReynolds, Andy Carson, Bionic Bigfoot, which is Dennis. I know that because he changed it on us. He always does that. He likes to do that. But he says he's not here, by the way. We also got the B Wizzle, the Dennis Christensen. Hope to see you this weekend. Fishfam.link. We got the Jeff Kane, Amisa or Kalish, Coro Works, Metalheads Aquatic Mayhem, Nathan Have, Richard Reynolds, Sketty Nonia, and I'll go in here to chat. Andy Carson, how you doing? I think that's the only big shrimping. Hopefully we get to see you Friday also. We got the Lando here also. And Coro Works. I'd say that's about it for now. Oh no. We got this guy sneaking in. What's up, Stephen P? So what are we doing this week?
I'm going to go to the movies.
I got to pack. 8-hour drive.
To go
I've been packing all weekend long.
Listen,
I'm actually done packing.
3 days.
That's why I'm wearing a Ram t-shirt. It's a bar in Indianapolis.
Listen, you don't pack until the day before.
Wednesday night.
Well, I had to pack special this week or extra early because my mom left town today and I may have needed her to iron a shirt for me.
Ed, do you iron t-shirts?
No, but I brought another shirt.
To be involved.
But you know what? She didn't iron my shirt either. She says, the hotel have an iron. And it's like, I don't know if this hotel has an iron.
I love it. You know she's telling you to do? Grow the hell up and do it your damn self.
That's it.
I gave her my iron board. The iron board that we all use is my iron board.
Mm-hmm. And that's
it doesn't matter. It's
that's mom with the tough love. Tough love there, Ed.
You ain't used to that, are you? She got you.
No.
She got you.
Well, I haven't had to iron a shirt for a couple of years now, so
I haven't ironed a shirt since I got out of the military. I said I'll never do it again. Then I got the job I'm at now. I did it for the first year. I said, nope, I'm done. I'm done. Once you put the original creases in, they'll stay. Just got to do it a couple times, but they'll stay. Scotty. Dennis says, who irons? Not Ed. And Scotty doesn't iron at all.
That's
I
why
used
they
to. I
invented
own my own
dry
place.
They also
I have my
invented
own laundry room, and I do my own laundry.
Well, that's a good thing.
But like I said, I had my iron board in my laundry room, and then somehow my dad broke theirs, and I gave it to them, and I haven't bought a new one because I figure, I don't use it anyway.
Ooh.
Just collects cobwebs in the corner.
Okay, this makes sense. I like it. The reason why he changed his name is because he got a hip replacement. So now he's a bionic human being. I like it.
It's awesome.
That's cool. I mean, sorry about you had to get that done, but I like why you did it.
Shouldn't he say a Bionic Yeti?
Yeah, he's a Bionic Yeti.
Stick with Bigfoot. Rhymes better.
He's a Sankswash.
So we got a lot of things coming up this week. I don't know about you guys, but for me, it starts Wednesday. I'm going to do the traveling. I'm going to be there Wednesday evening, so I can be up early to start setting up. I'll ask Scotty later. I was wanting to ask him, whenever we can start setting up as the Clash as opposed to the vendors. I know when they set up, it'd be nice we could start a little bit early. But we got that going on Thursday. Is going to be the setup times. There's also a setup time early in the morning for the people that can't make it there Thursday. And everything starts Friday. Let's see, I had that up. My computer went cattywampus on me. The vendor room opens up at 9 a.m. both days. So everything starts at 9. Ooh.
I'll be getting up there Thursday afternoon sometime. I'm leaving here at 6, so in the morning. So I'll be getting up there mid-afternoon.
Actually, I got to tell you, I like it 7 a.m. because we could have a lot of stuff done by this time. Hopefully. Ooh, Richard will be there Wednesday.
Nice.
I'll put you to work. If you already talked to Glenn. Why are we always yelling? All right, okay, let's get this going. We'll talk a little more about the Clash later. So, Ed.
Yes.
Are you ready for the hardest question that you ever been asked in your life since? Well, actually, no, the first question I want to ask you, because I can't remember. How long have you been doing YouTube?
YouTube? Well, I signed up on YouTube in 2012. But I don't think I produced my first thing since until 2018. Everybody at my work told me I needed to make YouTube videos.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even know what they were talking about. But I made an account, and then I ended up doing it once I hurt my back because I really wanted to have a fish club, and I just wanted to meet people from Chattanooga area. That's why I have the name Chattanooga Ed. And I found out that this is a lot more fun and easier than a fish club.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to set up.
Well,
there's you know what I mean?
And there's a lot more people to pull from, so you don't have to be nice to people you don't like.
That's right. They either like you or they don't. That's what I like about this. So you started in 2018 posting stuff. Is that when you first started live streaming then too? You and James?
Well, I first started posting stuff because I joined my aquarium box and I did the numbers, and the people that were winning every 6 months. And I counted all the people making the videos, and there's only like they gave two winners a month, and they only had like 16 people entering every month. So I was like guaranteed almost two prizes a year. So that's why I started doing it. And I won on my very first one. I was in Florida on the beach and I did my first stream. Or not stream, but video.
When did you start streaming?
Uh my first prize streams I was ever on were Bob Kaler's when he would go to fish stores, because I would go with Bob fish looking and stuff. And then Bob and I met up with James, and that was the first time I met James. And I remember they talked for like 2 hours in the fish store, and it was killing me because my back can't handle standing on a hard floor that long.
Yeah.
I was like looking around for a place to lean against, and I didn't want to lean against fish tanks. It was rough. But
That's my 8-hour workday.
yeah, I know that. I'm sorry.
Minus the fish tanks. Even better for his fish tanks. I always wondered whenever you started, like when did you start? Because did you start streaming with James first with the Fish Room Fever and
Yes. James and I talked about it, and I thought it would be fun if we would try to be like a radio team and be goofy radio guys, and do a show together. So the whole goal was just to get the Fish Room Fever channel, to 1,000 and up and going, and then I would worry about, myself later. And so that's what we did is we got him monetized and everything probably when he was about at 1,500. And then I started up with the nocturnal feeding.
Yep.
And started going from there. So I guess I was probably on for about a year or 2 years before I started doing my own streams.
And I appreciate you letting me adopt the nocturnal feeding show.
Yeah, it's fun. That was James and my first show.
Yeah.
That was our original. We started at 2 a.m. and we just kept moving up.
Well, we know James doesn't sleep, so.
Yeah. I'm trying, because I remember in 2018 is when I set that 55 gallon up. And that's when, because for me, I always went to YouTube if I couldn't figure out small engine mechanics. Okay. So I was like, well, shit. If they got answers for that, they should have answers for everything. Well, they did. It does. And that's when I found Dan, and then I found you and James, and I started following you guys, and I was watching you. And at that time frame, them years, you guys would bring people up, and I came up, and I was like, well, now I want to start streaming. So I think it was the following week after I came up that I started messaging you guys then, and I said about doing one, and you guys came up on mine after you guys, and that's when it all started. It's your fault, Ed. I do this. It's you.
Awesome.
You and James's fault. It's your fault.
Well, we used to have a lot of fun with those panels. We really did. And I mean, at 2 a.m, it was amazing how many people used to be up at that hour. Because we had, like, LRB would come up and Haley, and we'd have, all sorts of people all over the place coming up. But also the problem with having those groups is we started getting a lot of people like wanting to come up that kind of were out there. They didn't really know fish either. So we had to pull back the reins a little bit with our giant group
Yeah.
makeups. And then shortly after that, like Big J, I think started on our show too. He used to come up. And shortly after, Big J had that thing where the guy came up and showed off his wiener. And
Tic Tac
then
Bandit.
that's when we really stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, Big J used to do his Monday water changes, his stream.
That was a great show.
Yeah, it was good.
I just saw Big J yesterday. Where was I? Oh, he was in Pam's stream, I think.
Yeah, he shows up now and then when he has time. He works a lot. But, yeah, it's like, because you guys that got started, the Wiggins did it, back then. Man, wouldn't it be a bad idea to try it again? Maybe that's
I would
something
like us
talk
to.
about.
What, just a big panel?
Well, just to open it up for people to get comfortable on panels, because I know, like with the Aquarius auction, I'll use that as an example. It's hard to ask people to come up to talk about their fish if they're not used to it. So if you have an option to where that you want to sell fish or whatever, you can come up and start trying, right? So I think maybe. Oh, we'll talk about that. Maybe that's something we'll do whenever we do nocturnal feeding shows. We may bring it back.
Yeah, I ought to talk to James and try to get him to do a couple of just 2 a.m. streams and see who shows up.
I don't know if he has satellite coverage that time of day.
Yeah, everything's been messed up for the poor guy.
Yeah,
well, he did it. He did a stream the other day, and he was talking about it while he was doing tank maintenance. Because people started. Because I asked him, I want to know if he's coming back to Thursdays. Because it's a good stream, and he said the satellite coverage thing. At that time frame, it's hard because everybody's using it.
Yep.
No, nuts.
So they need to make that blanket a lot better around the world. What they want to do is opposed to what's going on now. I get it. I used to live like he did out in the sticks. It's hard. Back in the day, our good internet was HughesNet, and that was satellite.
It's what James has now.
Yeah. Well, actually, his is better than what the HughesNet was then. But yeah,
You should talk to James. Maybe he'd like to do a afternoon show or something.
Yeah. Start messaging him, see how he's going. I know he's busy. He explained everything that was going on during that stream. He's busy.
Yeah, he said he's going to be getting fiber. They're supposed to be running the fiber up to him next winter. So sometime February, he may be. He may have some high-speed internet up there.
What's up, neighbor? So, how many fish tanks do you have up and running?
Oh boy,
that's the hard question.
Yeah, yesterday I took 5 down and put 3 up, and I'm going to put another one up tonight because I'm trying to clear space in case I get stuff at the clash.
Yeah.
And instead of just moving fish completely out of the tanks, I'm redoing the whole tanks. So kind of doing a full clean over. And like I've got 2 20 longs just sitting outside. I'm going to blast them with a hose when I get back. I'm not even going to deal with them right now. And I put in that 40 long and a 20 tall, and they're like perfect fit. They're the same length as a 10-gallon this way, and 2 20 longs is the 40 long and the 20 tall, and they're 17 inches high. It's 24 inches all the way, or 48 inches all the way across. It's pretty neat. So I added gallons. I'm going to be putting my Synodontis in that 40 long for breeding them in there. And they're just such a fun fish to watch.
Yeah, you talking about the Lucipennis?
The is it Lucipennis pepsicola or Pepsi? Yeah,
Yeah. It's Cynodontis lucipennis is the I this is how I say it, Petricola.
Petricola. Yeah,
And remember, because I have them.
yeah,
I
they're
got them at the
a
Triple
a
Crown
neat
last
fish.
year. I have 2 empty 40 longs. I have 2 20-gallon tanks, and I want to put one in each. Those fish in there, and of course I can add fish to it then. But yeah, I wanted to give them those 40s. Like they always swim, dude. They always swim.
Fun. Yeah, I'm raising up a batch of babies. They're about that big in a 20 long. So I'm gonna have 2 20 longs just for raising babies, and then the big one for the adults.
Yeah, I didn't. I remember we did a craft at Ed that one night about showing what you made for their breeding
Yeah,
cage.
yeah, and it's neat. And I stole that idea from Richard Broomer. He's a master breeder down in Atlanta, and that's how his is very similar. So, but the black marbles, they're the key to the whole trick.
Really?
And I also it's partially his and partially LRB's because LRB had kind of the same setup too.
Okay. Alice Sean says Pepsi Cola.
That's what I normally say is Pepsi Cola on accident.
I love it. Oh, we got Xanadu in here. How you doing? We got some few people showing up tonight. So what's a lot of your main breeding projects? I know you got a lot of guppies, you got some mollies, but is there something different other than that? That and obviously the Lucipennis, the Cynodontis. Is there something that you're trying to work on now?
Yeah, I'm starting to get rice fish. I've got platinum rice fish. I thought I bought blue platinums and I just bought white platinums, but you know what? They're still pretty.
Yeah,
So,
they are.
I got white platinums, and I'm thinking about maybe trying to breed Odessa bar or not Odessa, not Odessas. Oh my gosh, the too many barbs in my head lately. Well, one of the real cute barbs.
They're all cute, Ed. Make up
I
your mind.
know.
It ain't the rosy barb, is it?
No, what
I'm trying to
is
think.
it? The Odessa. Let me see what the Odessa looks.
The
Maybe I'm-
Odessa is like an orangey red and with a purple dot. The males.
Mine's Odessa barb. Yes, it is Odessa barbs.
Yeah.
Bingo.
I'm sorry. And I mean, I've got some boys that are all fired up.
Yeah.
I've got a nice colony of them. So that's fun. I just got Panther crabs, and I bought 2 of them. I'm going to bring to the clash, and if anybody wants to buy them, they can, because I bought them from my fish guy for $20 a piece, and I'll just sell them for $20 a piece. But if nobody wants them, then I'll
Crab cakes.
bring them home. Well, they're super cute, but I plan on breeding them. I bought a pair, but I thought I'd throw them in my aquascape tank, and I didn't want to announce that, but I accidentally did.
Yeah, you did. I knew
So-
about it. But I wasn't bringing that up.
I know
So,
I
Ed-
messed up.
Ed, if you're planning on doing those Odessa barbs, you might want to hook up with Skull. Curtis, he's got Greg Sage's line.
Oh wow,
So
they're probably
Greg has he's really put a lot of time in getting those colors fired up when they're just hanging out, not when they're showing off. So they're pretty much they're on all the time, so they're really brightly colored. You might want to talk to Skull. He's got an in with Greg.
Skull's got so many fish I would love to have.
Well, I told you, I have the G'dayids he sent me are like breeding like freaking rabbits.
Yeah.
And they're
I've
healthy.
got one G'dayid from him that somehow I got it. It was from the scape off last year, and it ended up in Carrie's guppy tank. And it ate all of her guppies. So I didn't return any guppies to her, but the G'dayid is about this big now. It's a monster, big boy, and I'd like to get a couple of girls. Well, not a couple, but like two girls and a boy from him.
What kind is it, Ed?
Even just one girl.
What kind do you have?
I already forgot what it's called.
Is it the Dowderai?
It's
Dodroy, whatever you want to call it.
I'd have to see the photos. I'm terrible with the names.
It's either that one or the other one that looks close to it.
The eyes and eye.
Yeah.
If you got it from Curtis, I think it's the Dowdroy. I think that's how it's pronounced.
Well, we think Lefty bought it from him for his aquascape. He wanted to have G'dayids in his aquascape, and somehow one of them carries aquascape. I don't know how that's even possible, but yeah, I didn't give it back.
I got to answer a question real quick. So, Liquid Zoo asked him what happened to Robert. Haven't seen him in ages. He's been doing a lot of lurking. He's had his brother moved back from wherever he was. He's close to him now, so they've been doing a lot of hanging out, and he's been working his butt off. So that's why you haven't seen him in. He changed his name. Yeah, you're right. He's doing good. He's doing okay. Thanks for asking about him, Matt. Yeah, he's doing good.
Yeah, I asked him.
Busy feller.
I asked him to come down to the Chattanooga swap, but he said he was busy. But I mean, that's about three and a half hour drive for him. So
I think him and his brother have been doing a lot of working. You know, they've been working a lot, and I know how that is. If you're working a hard job a lot, you get pretty exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've got somebody doing it with you, it makes you have more drive to keep doing it too.
Yeah, exactly.
But he lives over by James now, or James lives closer to him.
Oh, and thank you, Richard. For the people that don't know, Eduardo was in the hospital. A lot of people that knew that. He is back home. He's doing pretty good. He sent me a text, I think it was yesterday, saying he was back home. He's doing good.
So, Ed, find out what you've got. If you've got the Dowdroys, I got quite a few in that tank. I can bring him.
Oh.
All right. They're on. I'm not seeing it. I got a lot of fry and young and juveniles in there, but most of them are not showing color, so you're going to get a mixed bag. If you want.
This guy, I think he just has a little bit of red on him. He's mostly all silver.
He's the D one. Yep, I can't say that.
If I could just have one girl so they could try to mate, that'd be great.
If you want, I'll bring some, but they're not set.
That'd be awesome.
They're not set. They're just juveniles. Let me know if you want it. Just email me, and I'm leaving here Thursday morning. You got till Wednesday night because I'm not going to try and catch fish at 5:30 in the morning. Sorry, I like you, but not that much. There he is. There's Curtis Dodroy.
Listen, I always bring him out of the lurking mode whenever I chop up the G'dayids, the Lemia names. He's like, "Listen here, you little."
Terrible with.
Oh, hold on a second. We got to do something. This is the best thing ever. I got to do it every time now. He sent that to me. That was the worst thing he probably did.
I wonder if that makes your face feel
No.
scratchy when it comes apart.
Skip, the worst thing that anybody's ever done is if you get your hands on Ed's Dance.
I can get it.
Get it.
I could. But
And set it on continuous loop.
I don't care. That is the best thing to pop up in a chat. I don't have my other thing on here. It's on the other StreamYard. I got to start moving stuff over. But yeah. So what's your bucket list fish that you don't have right now that you okay? There's two parts to this.
Yeah.
First part is something you can keep in your house. Your bucket list
Right.
fish.
Well, okay, for the longest time it was a daisy rice fish. And now I've got a whole mess of them. I've got two different parts from two different colonies. I got some from Peplin Creek, and then I got some from Punchy Paints. And so I've even got like cross DNA going, so that's good. So
that's the daisy rice fish, right?
Yeah, they're the rice fish that are actually tropical because they're not from Japan.
Yeah.
They're from somewhere in the middle of the Pacific area, or in between the Pacific and Indian Ocean down south in those islands. But I love them to death because the males and their bodies all look the same, but the males and the females' colors are blue and orange, and it's just so neat. And I love how the boys have little glow eyes. I just love those fish. They're cool. Right now, the fish I'm searching for the most isn't really, it's kind of like a grail fish, but it's not because it's like a fish I don't really have to have. You know, like I'm not going to spend big money on it. I'd spend maybe $5. But I want one so bad. Is the Amazon mollies. I'd love to have the Amazon mollies, but I think I'm just going to catch them myself, and because they're native to Texas.
Going to Texas anytime soon?
I've got relatives down there that I need to go see, so.
So make the excuse you're seeing them. We're actually going there for fish.
Yeah, but
Okay,
I'm going to wait till, I'm thinking about waiting until like February when it's a little cooler.
Oh, it's hot as heck down there.
That's why February I think would be. And then they're coming here for Christmas and they're actually staying in my house. He's got a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. So I hope they don't stay too long.
Ed, all I'm going to tell you is watch out for the fire ants down there. You think we got them bad up here? Those ants make mountains down there. You can see them from space.
Yeah, they're way bigger in Texas.
Well, we get bad fire ants because it never freezes here. So we had a
huge. We have,
and I still don't think I've ever been bit by one.
You'll know.
Oh yeah.
Get welts.
Oh, I got bit on the thumb. I got bit on the thumb by a flying one. I was carrying stuff in my hand, and a flying one landed on my thumb, stung me or bit me or whatever they do, and then flew off. And then I was like looking at that, and I fell down the stairs.
There you go. It was a plan.
It was trying to kill me. It was only 2 steps, but it was still. Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it did. It hurted my thumb.
It was one of them devious ant strategies.
We got these horrible red wasps. You can hit them with a broom like 20 times and they still don't die.
Yeah, but that's not a fire ant, though.
Oh, I'd rather have the fire ants than the red wasps.
I was down in Texas a couple of years ago. A friend's son was getting married. It was in Houston. It was on one of these. It was on basically a ranch they turned into an events facility. They still had longhorn cattle on the ranch. They're in pens.
My nephew has those on his land. He grazes those.
Fire ant mounds, Ed, were up to the damn cow's horns.
Jeesh.
Oh, and those are big cattle. I mean, literally, you would see the cow walk past the fire ant mound, and it would the horn would rub against the top of the mound.
Well, my nephew is probably 300 or I don't know, 3 hours south of Houston, down near San Antonio area.
Oh, that's I've
San
been there.
Antonio's west,
It's south.
but it's west of Houston.
No, it's south.
San Antonio?
Yeah.
Houston's on the coast. San Antonio's not.
San Antonio's down by Mexico. It's south.
South.
I've been there.
Okay.
It's for the military.
Okay. Flying over.
Dallas is west.
Yes. So is Austin.
It's southeast of it.
He actually lives in a small town called Patane or something like that.
You sure that's the name?
Nope.
Okay.
I know it has a P in it.
It sounded right.
Maybe it's Bazinga.
Well, but nevertheless, other fish, I don't know. I was thinking about, like, when I'm at the Clash, there was a guy last year that was selling some really pretty platies. I might buy some pretty platies.
Yeah, man. After we did that fish versus fish with the platies and the mollies, it wants me to go back to the roots.
Well, I had a group of platies that were destroying their babies, and they're just not supposed to be aggressive like that. So I don't know what was in these guys, but it really soured me on them. And the last 2 batches, I've got Green Lantern platies, and then I've got red tuxedo platies, and I had to move these one guppies to another tank, and those tuxedo guppies don't eat any of the fry at all, the guppy fry. And it's like, they're such a nice guy, and they don't have any girls because the girls died. I got them from up in Chicago, and they sent me. I had 5 boys and 1 girl, and she died. So now it's just, at least they get to look at girl guppies.
Well, so the Green Lantern platies that you got them when you was with Bob one time at a fish store. They eat their babies in.
No, they do pretty good. I do think they eat some because there's not nearly as many as there should be in that tank. Young ones, it seems like I have a lot of adults and not very many young.
And this works for me. I float Pogastem and octopus. It's not in the substrate. I float it. And in that Gudea tank, the Xenoteca dodroi, they're supposed to be fry eaters. They can't get in that Pogastem to get the fry, and then they get big. So it gives the fry enough time to put some size on, and then the parents won't go in after them. They won't eat them when they come out. So, I mean, literally, I started, Curtis, I think, sent me 6, maybe 8. And this isn't a 20 long. I want to say there's probably 40 in there right now.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it's just because that Pogastemon's floating. So it gives the fry a chance to get some size on them before mom and dad decide to have a snack.
The 3 plants that I float for fry protection is guppy grass. I have a lot of that. I do a lot of water sprite, and I also float kabomba. Those are my 3 go-to. Carolina kabomba.
Yeah.
Oh, my dog just come running down the stairs. That's not normal.
Maybe there's an earthquake gonna happen.
Well, I would like to say that no, that couldn't happen, but it did happen in Pennsylvania a few years back. So, what do you want? I ain't got nothing for you, Hershey. I'm streaming.
Can we see what Hershey's face looks like?
She won't jump up.
Dang it.
Go. If Ruger was here, he would. My other lab. We got 3 labs.
Oh my gosh, your dog sounded like a kid.
Well, my daughter came downstairs too.
Oh, I thought it just had like a high squeaky voice.
No, it was her. I can't. Bye. Tell him hi.
Hi.
He don't like kids.
He doesn't like kids.
All right, thank you. Goodbye. Goodbye. Go. Well, I set you up for that one.
You gave her a scary face, though.
Oh, she sees you, she'll probably hit you.
Oh.
Yeah, she's vicious. Yeah, lucky kid. Oh, well.
No reason to hate him.
Matt, I would like to say that she does take after her mom, maybe in the looks, but the attitude, she is definitely mine. I'm just going to tell you that right now. It's bad.
Skipper likes to hit and run also.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw him run up to a guy and he hit him right in the back of the head and then he ran away.
Who? Not Skipper.
No.
Yeah.
No. No. You must have been dreaming.
You did the whip punch.
No.
Oh no. It's full. Okay. If I have to, it's full. So if you had space, like say you hit the lottery.
Yep.
Okay. What fish would you want to keep? If
Like,
you had space, like
let's say
you could do it.
Yeah, I had like a 40,000 gallon tank.
Yeah.
I think I would take a World War II airplane look and make it not a real one, but make it look like it crashed in there. Like an old Mustang airplane and make it look like it had sat at the bottom for a really long time. But I would probably fill it up with all native fish. I would just go with probably lots of different types of panfish and bass and, just all the stuff that you see in our waters. Those are my favorite tanks to go or look at the aquarium here in Tennessee. So,
yeah.
Have a couple sturgeon at the bottom. They have a really cool, probably 10,000 gallon tank. It's filled with sturgeon and crappie. That's it. And it's a pretty neat tank.
I got to look, but I think I have a video of the sturgeons whenever I was out there in Portland. Is that the white sturgeon, I think?
They got yep.
Oh, they get big.
For some reason, whoever owns
even the small ones are big.
the guy that runs the Tennessee Aquarium has like a major love for sturgeon because they have way more sturgeon in their tanks than they need. I mean, every tank you go to, you see a stinking sturgeon. They even have a sturgeon pet tank for petting the sturgeon. Like, touching them.
Mm. Yeah. I thought about getting, I like that fish head, the smaller size ones that you can keep at your house. Those are pretty neat, the ones that I've seen videos of. But, I mean, if you're going to have an aquarium, you don't want that to overtake it, though. You should have a bunch of different stuff, right?
Yeah. Well, like I was saying, this would be so big, I could put an airplane in it and make it look like it crashed.
Yeah. That would actually be pretty neat.
I don't know. I would love to just have like a great big tank where I could have I'd love to see 5,000 neon tetras schooling or something, That'd be neat.
That actually would be pretty neat. Because when they did that B-roll at that aqua shell that one year with them ones in the circular tank,
Oh, I would love to have that tank.
Hmm. That was pretty sweet. Yeah,
And the Rams were neat in there too.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be pretty neat.
We keep trying to look for a cheap clear cylinder that I can turn into a fish tank. I told my brother-in-law, he's an industrial engineer for a factory, but he's like the head guy. So he he even goes to Canada and Mexico all the time.
Uh-huh.
But I told him to look for a clear, gigantic round. I want it to be at least 4 feet, but I'd like it to be 5 feet from, end to end.
Yeah.
And it only has to be 2 foot, 18 inches. I don't, tall, but just a section. I'd love to have that, but they're so expensive, that acrylic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure. Yep. I couldn't even imagine.
Well, listen, Ed, you won the lottery. What do you care?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Oh,
But yeah, if I win the lottery, I'm going to have even more fish tanks. I'm just going to hire somebody to take care of them for me.
There you go.
oh, you're going to be one of those guys.
Yeah, I'm going to
A gentleman fish keeper. Don't get my
cherry
hand
pick. Yeah, I'm going to cherry pick the best aquarium or zookeeper at the Tennessee Aquarium to take care of my tanks.
Pay him real good. You only got to work 2 hours a day. You get paid for 8.
Or maybe just put them on containment, like hire them to keep coming over, and they could like tag team it. All the maintenance guys at the aquarium could come over and do it once a week for a few hours, and I give them all $100. I don't know. I don't care.
Ed,
But
you're a millionaire. $100 don't go for it.
well, if they're only working for a half hour.
Well, you could at least be a big tipper. Make it $1.50.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I'd probably actually, if I was a Brazilianaire, I would add another wing to our aquarium.
Well, Ed, exactly how much is a bajillion? How many zeros?
A lot of zeros.
Yeah, it's like
zeros?
Oprah times 2 at least.
At least?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well,
Let's go.
aquariums are expensive.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
In the Tennessee aquariums, it's 2 different buildings, but they're like designed beautiful. So if you add another one, they call it the jewel of the city because of how pretty the buildings are. The third one's got to be just as impressive, So, but I would like to have like a submarine type thing where it's like almost a ride that you get into a submarine and go through the aquarium.
There's a place down in Vegas where you get on a water slide and you go through, as you're going down, you go through the shark aquarium.
Oh, I've seen that at Atlantis. On commercials for Atlantis.
I'm going to do that this year.
Ooh, nice.
And what you should try and do if you win the lottery, go down to Florida, buy one of those springs down there, and then you have your own clear 1,000,000-gallon tank, and you can put whatever you want in it.
Yep.
It's probably already there anyway.
Yeah, but then it may get wiped out by a hurricane. He could do that in Tennessee.
He's got money. He's got money. He don't care.
No, I would care because you got to keep the building. I'm good. Nah, I'm sorry.
I would get a beach house probably in Tampa Bay area, so I'd be close to Grant and Shelby and LRB kind of. So that way they can like stay at my house when I'm not around.
Take care of your house when you're not around. And your fish.
Yeah.
Okay. We know.
So
there's a plan behind all that.
But if you give Grant ticket or keys to your house, you're probably gonna next time you come over, there'd be 200 tanks. Every time you go in there, there'd be more tanks in the place.
Especially if you give him your checkbook. Like, I just That'd be crazy. I don't know. In a way, I'm kind of jealous of what they have because I think that'd be pretty neat. Like you're sitting
Yeah.
on your couch watching TV, and you got fish tanks behind you. Like I don't know. For me, like when the 55 was in the living room before we got different furniture, I sat in a recliner. I watched that fish tank more than I did that TV. But holy cow, we got like 10 minutes left. Let's see here. There was a question from LJ Shrimp. He wanted to know what I was bringing to the Clash. I'm bringing me, myself, and I, and maybe a couple what stickers I have left because I've been too busy to bring them up, but to get some more made.
My mom made a whole bunch of molasses cookies for me to hand out at the Clash. You've got to have at least one skipper so you can say that you had it and tell her
I'll try it.
that you hated it or liked it or not.
No, what? Oh, I bet you.
Paul, are you going to have one?
What's that?
One of my mom's molasses cookies.
If Skipper doesn't eat them all, sure.
I'll only eat one. Listen here, you shit. It ain't. I'm gonna make sure it ain't like a Lay's potato chip. I can't just have one. I can. What do you call it?
I just hope they're going to be good. She made them yesterday, because she left town today. So I hope that they're still going to be decent in a week.
Don't let them stay out. Put them in a plastic bag so they don't go stale.
She put them in a Ziploc.
That'll work. Plastic bag. That's almost a cheese bag.
That's almost cheese bag, yeah. But I got another trick for you with that. The way we used to do cookies around Christmas time, not only do you put them in a Ziploc bag, but put a couple slices of bread in it. The cookies will draw the moisture from the bread so they don't get hard.
Oh, I thought you were going to say pour a bunch of
Got that, Ed?
pour rice on the cookies.
No. You want them to stay soft, so you add the bread into it so it dries out and the moisture stays in the cookie.
Okay, I'm going to have to remember if I may have to buy bread. I don't know if I got bread.
Just telling you.
Okay.
Oh, I'm also going to be bringing some lemon bologna.
Nice.
Lebanon.
Yep. Lebanon. It's
Lebanon.
not Lebanon.
Lebanon.
Boy. It's Lebanon.
From Pennsylvania.
That's right. North Kakalaki.
That's it. North Kakalaki.
Adam just said a cool one. He said, what monster fish do you wish was smaller schooling type fish?
That's a good question.
You know what? Either jaguars. I think it would be cool to have a whole bunch of small jaguars, or maybe Jack Dempsey's. I mean, even look really cool. When they're all got all those green and blue spots on their black body.
Or green terror. I saw a male green terror fired up. I mean, he was gorgeous, but I would never go near that fish with a 10-foot pole.
Yeah.
I mean, they tear everything up. That's why they're green terrors.
Yeah. Well, and jaguars are so beautiful too, but
yeah, they all have that same temperament. It's that Central American cichlid. I don't know that there's any that you could keep with smaller fish. They'll just eat them all up.
It'd be neat to have them like as a school though. Man, that'd be cool. Like a whole bunch of white skirt tetras or something.
Well, it was
that's not considered a monster fish though. So to me, whenever I hear monster fish, he's like a red-tailed catfish, an arapaima, your shovel-nosed catfish. To me, that's a monster fish.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd want any of the. I mean, basically, if you had a school of red-tailed catfish, you have a bunch of Cenodontis.
Yeah.
I think their behavior would be about the same. It's just a little different look. Oh, okay. Here's one that I would love. I would love is the stingrays. I wish they could stay
Yes.
as pups. If they could just
Yep.
always be this big, it would be amazing.
That
Because
I
I would
like
love
that.
to have
That's a
stingrays,
good
but
one. Yeah.
I don't
Hey,
want them.
Skip, Dennis Christensen has a very important question for you.
Oh, my store, it's about 4 or 5 blocks away. But anywhere around that the hotel we'll be staying at, because we'll be in Amish country.
I thought Dennis lived there.
He's from more of the East Coast, down by
Oh,
Bucks
yeah?
County.
I just assumed he was part of the Amish community with his hat and beard.
You would think with his hat, but no, he's not.
It's a look, Ed. It's a look.
Yeah, well,
Style.
and it's very accepted in that community,
Yeah.
unlike my look.
Yeah, right.
Well,
just get
you got to
this.
move to Kansas City with that.
Oh. I moved
Yeah,
out.
I mean that's a good question, Adam, because you go so many different types of fish with that question. Just see it smaller, because if you would go with some of them bigger fish smaller, it kind of reminds you of some aggressive cichlids, right? So that's a hard one. For
I
me,
really
the
think that
catfish would be good for me, because that's what I love.
I'm as much as I would love to have some of those cichlids that are super aggressive that are not would be nice, but I think if I could do any, it would be the sting. Oh, I have the hiccups. The stingrays. I'd love to have a little pup that stayed a pup.
Yeah, many stingrays would be pretty sweet.
I don't know why they don't make them.
Put an order in.
You would imagine that the Japanese people would have already made it.
All right, Dennis said it's a pork pie hat. It's New Orleans style. New Orleans.
I don't care. That
Pork
hat's
pie?
awesome.
Sounds
Hat's
delicious.
So, Ed, if you want a small, aggressive cichlid, just get yourself a jewel cichlid.
I don't like aggressive cichlids.
Well, you said you wanted a small, aggressive one. There you go. They're small and they don't take crap from anybody.
I think I meant I wish I could have an aggressive fit cichlid that's small and nice. Like have their beauty without their attitude. I don't like cichlids.
A pistol.
I've been staring at I look at this red devil more than any other fish I own. It's unbelievable.
Ed, a pistos. You want a small, good-looking cichlid that's really not aggressive? A pistos.
I don't think I want any.
When at the Clash, guy in my club, KD Aquatics, that's all he sells. He sells a pistos. We'll go visit him, and you can go pick out some fish.
I don't want any pistos.
Well, you
But
may
thank
want
you.
them when you see.
I might. I know. I think it would be fun to try to breed them.
They're great. You put them in a 20 long with some plants, and all you need is a couple of those clay caves. Throw them in there. As long as you've got relatively warm water and feed them well, you'll get babies out of them.
Well, Mitchell Broomer, what he does is he takes the terracotta pot, the thing that holds the water on the bottom. He puts two of those together, and he just notches them. And then he's always got some of them soaking in a tank with just shrimp. And seriously, he has like 20 of them because he says it's really important to have that biofilm on the top and bottom.
Yeah, fry
to breed those.
The fry eat that.
So it'd be pretty neat. So I have investigated how to do them. It's just you can only do so much.
Yes, you can.
There are a couple of really pretty Shelleys I'd like to get to.
Now they are SOBs. You
Yeah,
gotta
but
Yeah.
that's one of to me that them Shelleys is one of them show things like that I would have just that in there, with
I
the
could
shells and
have just went Shelleys with this tank.
could have.
That would have been fun. Of course, it'd probably just be sand up to here, and they just live on the other side of the sand dune.
Well, no, you throw the shells in there and they just make it doesn't. I haven't seen it like that. I've been to Danik Aquatics' house with his Shelleys. When you put them escargot shells in there, it didn't seem like they piled it up.
There's a shop in Atlanta that has a whole end cap of nothing but different types of Shelleys.
What's up, Doc?
Really neat. Hey, Doc Ant.
Misa asked me about getting her pistos busy. Baby brine shrimp. Put some live food in there. That'll get them going.
And I noticed something else with the pistos. Like I use a coconut hut, they won't breed. I'm thinking they need a smaller hut.
That's why I use those small, the ones aquarium co-op sells. Those ceramic ones.
Terracotta ones.
Or I actually have some really small pots, clay pots. I mean, literally, they're probably only this big. So what's that? 3 inches? Where am I? About 3 inches. They're about 3 inches deep. They use those as well. So it's got you. I think they like having a little. It's easier for them to defend the opening, as opposed to one of those big holes. The females can defend the opening against the male.
Yeah.
The thing is that on most of pistos, the male is almost twice as large as the female, sometimes larger. I mean, the size difference is like you wouldn't even think they're the same species of fish.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
Yeah, the males are considerably larger. So the females like having that. In my experience, at least the ones I've had, they like that smaller hole, so it's easier for them to defend. It's got to be big enough for him to get in there, but small enough that when she decides that she doesn't want him in here anymore, she can keep him out.
Okay.
I'm trying to find the video that I shot of them last year. Talk about something really important while I'm looking.
I know my triple reds that I got off Jennifer Weaver, like I got a male, a female, and another male that's smaller. Now the dominant male, like he can go in and out of that coconut hut fine. Of course, she can just slide right through. There's nothing. The thing I was worried about was putting that cave in there is if if he would even fit, So that's what I just got to put it in there and see what happens, I guess.
It's weird how when you go back in time and look at different videos that you shot around, and you're like, wow, that was really close to the same time as that one in my life.
But then the fish don't look like what they did then because they weren't matured yet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to find it. I'm sorry, guys, because now I'm already where I had surgery.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wait. We're almost there.
You got it? You got it, Ed?
Here's the G'dayad I really want. He's like got a white skin that's like a pearl with pink fins. That's one of Richard's. I was hoping he'd have it at the last swap, but he didn't bring any to the swap. But that is a beautiful G'dayad. That's the next G'dayad I really, really, really want. I'm right here at his. There it is. That's what he uses for his pistos.
I remember
Pretty
seeing
soon
that.
its little head's gonna pop out, but as soon as I put my camera up, it was like hiding. That's actually a video. Oh, I went to a different one because I gave up.
That's a beautiful setup for them, Ed. That's the female. That's definitely.
But yeah, what he did is he had about 25 of those extra pots just sitting in a tank. See, look, now she was looking her out.
Mm-hmm.
When I got too close, he went back in.
Curtis put up a name for that G'dayad.
Does Curtis have those?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, well, Skull, maybe I'll buy a couple of those guys off of you. Oh, it disappeared before I could take. Oh, it's still on this camera.
I think I messed up. It's this one.
Oh. Okay. I took a picture. Yeah, I want those so bad. And I was hoping that Richard would have them. And he said he just didn't bring any down to that. And so that's why I ended up settling for the rice fish, because I love rice fish too.
Yeah.
But I love all of that guy's fish. They're just amazing. He's an amazing fisherman. Or not fisherman, aquarist.
Somebody asked a question in chat about, has anybody ever had head standers? No, but I think they're pretty neat. The head stander fish. Like
I've got pencil fishes for that.
My wild mollies do kind of a reverse. They swim straight up and down like this.
Yeah.
Waiting for me to feed them, and then they go straight up. You know, normal mollies are always like this, but these guys like to swim like up and down. It's so weird. I mean, they'll swim like this also, but as soon as they see me walking towards the tank, they start swimming straight up.
It's easier to get food that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's funny looking. You know, none of my other fish do that.
Oh, okay. So this is the full name.
Okay, let me get a. I have to order. I've got a $50 or $100 gift certificate to Keith's shop. I've got to order plants from him someday. That I got from Dr. Anthony like 2 years ago.
Year ago.
Okay. It was on Bex's stream. I think he donated it on her stream, and I won it. Pretty cool. I have to find the number now. But if he ever has those fish, I'd like to buy fish from him too. Keith, are you going to have fish at the show?
Who?
Oh, Keith? No.
Yeah.
Well, unless you do a pre-order, but he normally, like last year at the show, he just had his
Dry
plants, hardscape stuff, food, which I like that though, because a lot of it seems like every time you go to one, there's not a lot of people selling a variety of food. You know what I mean? It was always fish or just plants. Like it was hard. They may have had a little section of fish food, but not like what he's going to have with the Dr. Basilears, if he's still doing that. I mean, he's Northfin food that had kind of like bug bites. And that 55 gallon, they would go nuts over it. So I had to find a different formula. But yeah,
I'm gonna have a mannequin up at the show, and I'm gonna have the hats are 25, the t-shirts are 20, but you can buy a hat and a t-shirt for 40.
nice. That's
If
cheap.
anybody wants to do that.
A good
Well,
shirt.
the hats I don't make hardly any profit at all on, so. And if one person steals a hat, I've made a loss. That's what happened at Aquaticon last year. I sold 12 hats, one got stolen, and I broke even basically. It's terrible.
Oh, holy cow! We went over an hour.
Mm-hmm. All right. What's his? There's nobody coming on after us.
Susie's taking the day off.
Yeah,
Susie's off.
Susie Q can't stream, but at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Tennessee Fish Mafia will be streaming. Bug Pro. Thank you, Alice Sean. That's what it was. Bug Pro from Northfin. That's some good stuff. But I need a break before 8 o'clock because I think I'm going to go up there tonight. I want to thank everybody for showing up. Everybody in the chat, lurkers, the mods. I want to thank Paulie for being my co-host, and thank you, Ed, for being the special guest. Appreciate
It was
it.
a lot of fun.
It was. It went by quick. Holy cow. Everybody have a good night. Paulie.
Stay fresh, cheese bags, and we'll see you at the Clash.
Be at the Clash. If you want to find me, I'll be at the Fish Show and Aquascaping Setup Thursday. That's where I'll be. But we'll see y'all later. Hope to see you at the Clash. Goodbye.
Good night, everybody.